Okay, the sun's coming in, so I'm a little less cold. And what's funny is that in like 1 hour, it's gonna be so hot. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from living my best blanket life. Dude, the book that I read this book in like a day. Okay, well, I listened to it. It was an audiobook, but still, it was a 7 hour audiobook. I don't know what that translates to in pages. I'm sure I could just look it up. I'll do that later. But I found this book on TikTok. Okay, it was, my memory card was full. What? Oh, yeah. So then I watched the TikTok. And this book came up. It's Earthlings. And the whoever the TikTokie, she was like, she gave a brief little summary. It was like kids who think that they're aliens. And I was like, I literally thought when I was in high school that I might be an alien because I was like, I don't like it here. Why does everyone think this is fun? People are telling me these are the best years of our lives. No, I just must not be from this planet. Like, my friends and I wrote a short story about like what planet we thought we were from and what our home planet was like. Anyway, so obviously when I saw that, heard that summary, I was like, oh, I'm going to find this so relatable. This is going to be great. Not necessarily relatable in every way, but still I could not stop. It was addictive. It was so good. And what I like about it, so one of my favorite things in anything is like a contradiction of, I don't know, vibes, like a contradiction of genre. Like it seems like one thing but it is another. Like that song Rotten Hell, it sounds like this really cute, sweet, like easy listening, but the lyrics are really angry. I like movies that are like, they seem like they're going to be very cute, they're really dark, like I don't, or things that seem like they're going to be dark but they're really cute. I like bringing together opposites like that. So this book, as soon as I realized like, oh, this is kind of a dark, kind of scary book. Like by the time I got to the end, I was like, what? And there were moments in the middle too where I was like, hold on, what just happened? What? Like, I don't want to spoil anything. I never do. But this book, it just starts out so adorable, and then you start, as things progress, and it's not like you're unwrapping a story. It's like you're not even aware that you're falling. I don't know, when just suddenly you're like, wait, things are not okay. Things are okay, maybe things are fine. Oh, things are bad. But it's first person, and the narrator never really takes a tone. Like, I have to say the audiobook was incredible because the narrator just did such a great job, and her voice was so like sweet, and that added so much to this feeling of like, she's talking to me like everything's okay, but she's telling me some really awful things. And I loved it. And then the ending was like a happy ending, but in a very twisted way. Happy for some, not happy for others. That's the best way I can think to say it. Oh my gosh, definitely. Like, if everything I just said sounds good to you, like aliens and weirdness and dark things and cuteness all together. Like, I posted the cover on my Instagram story. I mean, the cover is right here. What am I even saying? It's there. Look how cute that is, right? Or is it here? I don't remember. Wherever I put it. Look how cute that is. You would never think. I thought I was going to read a cute little coming of age story. I was like, yeah, I've been reading a lot of like heavy, more serious things. It was a cute coming of age story, but like man, I keep saying the same thing in different ways, but that's really all I can say. Like, this book was it had such a grip on me that when I finished it, I immediately looked up other people's thoughts on it. Like, I looked up reviews, which I never do. because I usually don't like reviews. I'm usually like, I already know what I think. I don't need to see what other people think. But yeah, so I looked up reviews and like on Goodreads, and then I looked up like critic reviews, which I super never usually do, because I wanted to see like, what are people saying about this? What do people think of that ending? Like, what is happening? Did people like it? Did people hate it? Because I feel like it's the kind of book you either love it or you're like, ew. It's like, it's the kind of book that I wouldn't recommend to like everyone, but I also want to, which is why I'm making this video, I guess. It's just nuts. It's just wild. Like, there are parts where, like, I was just listening to it while drawing, and I mean, you see how repetitive this drawing is right now. Like, it was perfect because I was so absorbed in that story that I could just do this over and over without even once getting bored. Like, it was so interesting. And anyway, I was just like sitting there listening to it, and someone walks in as it's like at this really weird part, and they're like, what is happening? Like, that's the book. Just what is happening over and over and over and over. And then it ends and you're like, no, I need more. And so I saw that this author has another book that's pretty similar. Like, I don't think it's like similar themes that are explored, which is like, I haven't even talked about the themes. It's kind of like not fitting in. It's more, it's Japanese, so it's very much a commentary on like Japanese culture, but I feel like, I mean, obviously I'm not in Japan, but I still found a lot of it relatable, like these societal pressures to be like this kind of person and like live that life where you grow up, you go to school, you get married, you have kids, and then you like release your sense of self and just become like a wife and mother or a husband and father, like, and then the way that you're looked at if you don't want to do those things, and what kind, if you are the person who's like, okay, I don't want to do those things, and a different kind of pressure is put on you, like, well, if you're not going to have kids, you better do like everything to like 200% amazingness. You better make sure you're contributing in some other way. Like, that's relatable for, you don't, like, obviously you don't have to be in Japan to find that relatable, but I'm sure it's like also interesting, and I felt like I was learning so much about like what that experience is, like how much different it is and the same, like how we're all just, I don't know, now I'm just rambling, but you get what I'm trying to say. So her other book, I think, also explores those themes. I think it's called Convenience Store Woman, but in a different way. Duh, it's a whole different book. So I'm probably going to read that too. But I was like, after this one, I was like, okay, I really need to find something light to read, because that got heavy. And I loved it. Heavy in a good way. Heavy in a fun way. Yeah, definitely recommend. But if you hate it, it's not my fault, okay? If you're like, you've been warned, because that's the faces I made the whole entire time. I don't know, as good as this book is, there's really nothing else I can say, because I'll just end up spoiling it, and my battery's low anyway, so it's the perfect time for me to end the video.